Hi, so today we're going to talk about big hair. I have the finest, lankest, flattest hair ever. If you already have big, voluminous hair, then this probably isn't for you this week. But if, like me, you have fine, lank hair, then I'm going to show you a few tricks to kind of give it some oomph. There are so many volumizing products for kind of amplifying the hair. They are split into things like shampoos and conditioner, and the difference between these sorts of volumizing shampoos and conditioners and regular shampoos and conditioners is generally the conditioners will be less moisturizing and they'll be a lot lighter and finer, more weightless, so that when you dry your hair the conditioner doesn't kind of drag your hair down. You want your hair to be as light as possible, a bit like if you're making a cake or something, you want air in it to kind of make it rise. Then you have volumizing sprays, which are really, really popular and they're really quick. You just spritz them into your roots. And then there is mousse, and mousse was really popular obviously in the 80s and 90s and is now considered a bit naff, but I still really believe that it's the best thing for giving your hair some volume, and my hairdresser agrees with me actually. And finally you have hairsprays and things for finishing off if that's what you want. But the main thing I'm going to show you is a new tool that all my friends and I have discovered, which is a Babyliss Big Hair. I'm really sceptical about beauty tools a lot of the time. I think they're generally not very good, but this is brilliant. It absolutely works a treat. If you can get past how it looks, which is not very pretty, it really, really works well. So I'm going to show you how to use that. So I'm going to start off, after you've washed your hair, comb it through with a wide tooth comb as I have done. A brush will make it frizz, and I tend to comb it all forward so it's kind of upside down and then put my towel on while I do my makeup, and that just kind of starts the process of lifting the roots. Then you need to choose a product, so I'm going to choose a mousse, and you just want a sort of golf ball size amount. You don't want to put loads in because actually it'll then have a sort of counterproductive effect and weigh the hair down. So if you just rub it through your palms and then through your roots, don't bother with the ends, it will just make them sticky and separate. You just want it through the roots. Comb my fringe back down. And then also I tend to just put a little bit of spray as well. Again, that just goes in the roots. I really like this one at the moment. It's by Living Proof and it's called Root Lifting Spray. It smells a bit funny, but that fades. So then comb that through so your roots have got plenty of product in them. Again, use a comb, not a brush. And the first thing we're going to do is just get a normal hairdryer and dry my fringe. Always do your fringe first and don't bother using a styler through your fringe because it will just come away from your head and look a bit weird. And the correct way to style your fringe, if you do have one, is back and forth. Don't try and dry it forward, dry it back and forth. And when you've dried your fringe, which you should always do first, then tip your head forward and brush it forward and just blast the roots for about 30 seconds. So at this point your hair won't be styled, it'll be a bit of a mess, but it'll be about 80% dry. There's no point trying to dry a full head of hair with a tool like the Babyliss Big Hair, you'll just be there all day. Okay, so this is it. Ugly looking thing, I know. All it is basically a brush that's attached to a hairdryer. So what it does is, you know, when you go to the hairdressers and they do that thing with a round brush and a hairdryer pointing downwards, this just does it all in one go because no actual human can do what they do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it now. It's going to be so noisy you're not going to be able to hear what I'm saying. You basically put it in your hair and you press it to rotate, and it always needs to be rotating away from you. It's best to do this in sections. Don't bother doing your fringe, it'll look crazy. So if I pin that bit out of the way and do this section here, you can see. So when you've finished with your styling tool and you've done your whole hair, as I have, just leave it to cool for a few seconds in the roots, because if you start messing with it when it's still warm, you'll just take away everything you've done. So just leave it to cool for a few seconds. Then you can just brush it into your normal style. And if you like, you can put some flat irons through it if you want to straighten the ends and make it look more neat, or you can just leave it, or you can put some serum through the ends to just kind of smooth down the ends, smooth any flyaways. People with fine hair tend to get static quite a lot, I know I do, so serum can help with that. But just put it through the ends. If you put it through the roots, it will cause them to droop and flop. And then if you like, you can finish with a bit of hairspray, entirely your call. I love hairspray myself. Just to keep everything in place. And that whole process, once you've got the hang of it, takes maybe 15 minutes. It's really, really nothing, and gives so much more body to your hair that should last you all day. Then, in fact, it should last you into the next day as well. Just spritz some dry shampoo in to kind of amp things back up, and then you can wash it every other day.